There's a glitch in the online economy right now. On the left, you have the creator with 10,000 subscribers. They spent 40 hours this week filming and editing and earned $14 in AdSense. On the right, you have the expert. 0 subscribers, no personal brand, they haven't posted in months, but they've just finished their third 20-minute call today and have made $150 before breakfast. How? Because the creator is selling attention, which is cheap. The expert is selling access, which is expensive. This is the zero audience income glitch. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to exploit it. I'm not just giving you the theory, stay with me until the end, and I'll give you a dead simple 3-step action plan you can execute this afternoon to start turning your skills into income. The trap. The problem isn't your content, the problem is the math. Before we talk about the solution, I want to reset your brain. You've seen the how I made 50k this month videos. Those are the outliers. Let's look at the reality. Quick quiz. Question 1. The RPM reality. How much do you think YouTube pays you, on average, when 1,000 human beings sit down and watch your video? Make a guess. $50? $20? The global average is roughly $3 to $5. Think about that. You have to fill 3 sold-out movie theatres just to buy a latte. Question 2. The rent calculation. To make a modest living, let's say $3,000 a month to cover rent and food. How many views do you think you need? You need 1 million views every single month. You have to produce a Super Bowl commercial's worth of attention every 30 days just to stay above the poverty line. Question 3. The hourly wage. Last one. When you factor in the editing, the filming and the thumbnail design, what is the average hourly wage of a YouTuber in their first 2 years? It is approximately 18 cents an hour. You are working for an algorithm that pays you sweatshop wages. This is the trap. When you build an audience, you're in the business of selling attention. And as you just saw, attention is near worthless unless you have millions of it. Now wipe the slate clean, compare that to the business of selling access. Access is expensive. If you know how to fix a specific problem, whether it's fixing a broken Excel sheet or helping a student pass a chemistry exam, that knowledge is valuable right now. Creators chase 1,000 people to earn $3. Experts find 1 person to earn $50. The second path doesn't require an audience, it requires a skill, and I guarantee you already have one. The opportunity. So what is the glitch? I call it the live help economy. Here is why it's exploding. Google and AI have actually broken the internet. If you ask, why aren't my YouTube videos getting views? You get 10 million results. You get 50 YouTube tutorials. You get AI hallucinations. You don't get an answer. You get paralysis. In 2026, people are drowning in information. They are starving for certainty. They don't want to learn how to do it. They want a human to look them in the eye and say, click this button. It will work. That certainty is worth money, but historically nobody sold it online. Why? Because selling it was socially dangerous. If you ask for money in a DM, you look like a scammer. If you help them first, you risk getting ghosted. So the help economy stayed broken. Until now. The glitch is that we now have infrastructure that turns help into work. You don't need a brand to build trust anymore. You can borrow it from a platform. This unlocks a new economy where you are paid for your judgment, not your content. The trust gap. So, if the live help economy is so big, why aren't you doing it? To cross the gap between knowing a skill and getting paid, you have to overcome 2 massive obstacles. The first obstacle is visible. You can see it immediately. It's the technical wall. To build a bridge across this canyon manually, you have to stitch together a dozen different apps. You're paying for Calendly, Zoom, payment processors, then spending weeks trying to build a website that doesn't look like it was made in 2005. Most people quit before the bridge is even half built. Well, let's say you pay the money, you put in the time, you build that technical bridge, you have the software stack set up, you still won't make any money. Why? Because of the second obstacle. It is invisible, it's silent, and it kills 90% of deals before they happen. It's the trust gap. Imagine 2 tribes living on cliffs on opposite sides of a raging river. On your cliff, you have an orchard of rare, sweet fruit. It's valuable, it's refreshing, and people want it. But if you don't trade it, the fruit goes to waste and you make nothing from it. The other tribe has golden honey. They want your fruit. You want their honey. Both tribes desperately want to trade, but the bridge that once connected you is gone. All that's left is a single frayed rope slung across the terrifying drop into the raging river. To trade, someone has to go first. If you send your fruit across that shaky rope, you might never see the honey come back. If they send their honey first, they risk it falling into the river, or worse, you keep it and walk away. So what happens? Nothing. You both stand on your cliffs, staring at each other in silence. Your fruit rots on the branch, and their people stay hungry. Simply because the risk of the trade is higher than the reward. This isn't just a story. This is your DM folder. You find someone on your socials who has a problem you can solve. You are now the two strangers staring at each other across that terrifying drop. If the trade feels dangerous, the trade doesn't happen. How do you get the goods across? Do you say, PayPal me $20? Cringe. You look like a scam. Do they pay you first? Risky. They don't trust you. Do you do the call first? Risky. You don't trust them. And you don't want to work for free. Without a platform, you're asking two strangers to cross a rotten, swaying rope bridge in the dark. It doesn't matter how good your advice is. If the bridge looks dangerous, nobody crosses. You end up giving it away for free or doing nothing at all, simply because the transaction feels unsafe. The bridge. I became obsessed with this problem. I'm a developer by trade, and for the last 4 years it drove me crazy that there was no safe, simple way to just get paid for being useful. I realised the biggest problem wasn't the software, it was the social friction. I saw brilliant people helping strangers for free for hours, not because they didn't want the money, but because they didn't have a bridge they could trust. I spent years trying to replace that frayed rope with something solid. I hired development agencies to create an app. They failed. I almost quit 3 times. But last year, I decided to scrap everything else. I started from scratch and built the infrastructure for this new live help economy. It's called WizHelp. I didn't just build this to replace Calendly or Zoom. I built it to kill the cringe. When you send a WizHelp link, you aren't asking for a favour, you're providing a verified safe zone. The magic is in the security deposit system. Think of it like a digital vault. The buyer puts the honey in to prove they're serious, but the funds aren't released until the work is done. This instantly deletes the what if from the conversation. It lets the platform carry the trust, so you don't have to. It's the difference between a risky gamble and a professional service. This is the steel bridge I built to catch the opportunities everyone else is letting rot. Now here is the important part. You don't need my tool to exploit this glitch. If you want to keep walking that frayed rope of PayPal links and messy DMs, go for it, because the tool is just the bridge. The real magic is the psychology you're about to put on top of it. To achieve this, you have to flip 3 switches in your brain. Switch 1. Stop solving for everyone. Solve for someone. In our story, the tribe on the other cliff isn't just looking for food. They have a specific craving for that one fruit. If you offer general help, you're a commodity. You're worth pennies. But specificity creates value. Think about the difference in paycheck between these 3 people. Level 1. I know Excel. You are competing with millions. You're worth $15 an hour. Level 2. I build dashboards. You're skilled. You're worth $50 an hour. Level 3. I fix broken cash flow models so startups can raise funding. Suddenly you aren't just selling a spreadsheet, you're saving a business. You name your price. Switch 2. Stop selling information, sell relief. Here's the truth. People don't want to learn what you know. So what do they want? Imagine a man drowning. Does he want a textbook on how to swim? No, he wants a rope. Information is the textbook, relief is the rope. In 2026, everyone is drowning in data. Stop throwing them books, charge them for the rope. Switch 3. The price is the trust. This is counterintuitive. You think charging money scares people away, but the human brain actually uses price as a safety signal. Think about the carjack example. If you're crawling under 2 tons of steel, do you want the $10 jack or the $100 one? You want the expensive one because the cost is a proof that it won't fail. If you offer to help for free, you trigger the scam detector. But the moment you charge a professional price, you flip the quality filter. You aren't just a stranger on the internet anymore. You are the professional solution. Once you flip those 3 switches, specificity, relief, and the safety signal, the bridge opens. You stop being a content creator begging for likes, and you become a professional providing a service. But knowing the theory won't pay the bills, you need the blueprints. So here is your 3-step action plan to unlock the zero audience income glitch. I want you to stop trying being a YouTuber just for today. Use social media as the storefront, not the product. Build the income first, so you have the freedom to build the audience later. If you're worried you aren't a world-class expert, remember you don't need a PhD. You just need to be 2 steps ahead of the person you're helping. To a person drowning, the guy who knows how to throw the rope is the expert. Step 1. Identify your quick fix. Think of one specific fruit you have that others are craving. A headache you can solve in a 15-minute diagnostic call. Here are some examples. Money. I'll show you how to use your credit card points to book a $2,000 flight for $100. Home. I'll walk you through how to fix that leaky tap so you don't have to call a plumber. Travel. I'll review your New York travel itinerary and tell you which must-see spots are actually tourist traps. Hobbies. I'll look at your houseplants over Zoom and tell you exactly why they're dying. Step 2. Find the drowning. Don't go hunting for strangers on Reddit. Look at the comments on your own posts or the posts of creators in your niche. Find the person asking a specific, frustrated question. Step 3. Throw the rope. Answer their question for free, publicly. Be helpful, but don't give them the whole textbook. Give them the rope. Then send a simple DM. Hey, I saw your comment about problem. I have a few more thoughts that are hard to type out. I'm happy to jump on a 15-minute quick fix call to solve it for you today. Here's my link. That is how you make your first dollar online. Not by dancing for an algorithm, but by being useful to one human. Now you can do this the manual way, getting stuck in endless DM threads, giving away all your expertise for free, and hoping a thank you somehow pays your rent. Or you can use the shortcut. The link to WizHelp is in the description. It's the tool that handles both the trust gap and the safety signal for you. It turns that initial conversation into a professional service, so you can stop being a free help desk and start getting paid for your judgment. It's the bridge that ensures your fruit never rots and the honey always makes it across the canyon. I'm going to spend the next 3 months exposing every glitch in the expert economy. If you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed. Stop building an audience, start building an income. I'll see you in the next one.